Thank the gentleman. Mr. Valadeo.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, General. Thank you, Ms. McDonald, for being here. I know a lot of things have been asked already, and since I'm the bottom of the totem pole on seniority here, all my questions get asked first, so I'll hit one that's a little closer to home for me. Secretary Hexeth, thank you for addressing the challenges military families have faced under their Global Households Good contract. I've heard directly from my constituents about these issues, so I appreciate your I've heard directly from my constituents, so I appreciate your directive to review the contract and raise rates during peak PCS season. Can you commit to continuing to work with us to monitor the impact and make further improvements as needed?
Sir, I appreciate the question. We heard as well the worsening PCS change of station process that military members are facing, that the new attempt to reform it had failed. And we got that word quickly. And when we did that, we didn't try to excuse it away or cover it up. We immediately confronted the process. We fired the person in charge. And we said, we're going to, in this peak season, plus up the amount we reimburse so that families are reimbursed properly. And we use both systems, the legacy system and the new system, to ensure their needs are actually met. At the end of that process, we will then do a thorough reform of how it actually happens. It hasn't worked for far too long. Everybody knows it. It's about time we take a look at the process. I mean, think about the things we can deliver in real time to people in far-flung places across the country and across the world. And you can't reliably move an E4 from California to New York and ensure that the goods get there within a week. That's a failure of the United States military, and we're going to fix it.
I appreciate that. Next question, Secretary Hexeth. With rising tensions involving Russia and China, what steps is the department taking to ensure our defense industrial base can meet surge demands across multiple theaters? Are we seeing adequate investments in munition stockpiles, logistics, and supply chain resilience, in particular when it comes to critical inputs like rare earths and other essential minerals?
I would just echo exactly what you said. It's because of the urgency of the moment, the reality of the threats we face, the threats that are joining forces in a sort of an anti-American, anti-Western bloc, are developing capabilities that they're fielding and trying in other theaters to refine them. The munitions that we have, where we use them, how we procure them, and what we use them for, the supply chain that goes into the materials on those munitions. Unfortunately, we inherited a department that didn't pay enough attention to that seemed to think sourcing from adversaries was going to be okay in a time of contingency or crisis. We are changing that. Or content to make the same munitions we've had in the past because, well, they were made in somebody's district or they were made in somebody's state, and that's the way we always do it. We're not doing that anymore. We're making the tough calls based on the threats we face, matching it to the capabilities, and I'm happy to sit in front of every and any committee and explain why we're doing it, because it's about time. It's about time we challenge that, and that doesn't mean we don't want input. We do want input. We know why people are invested in certain programs and certain systems, but it's our job to make the tough calls, and President Trump has asked us to do that. I'm willing to make the tough calls, whether it's on personnel, systems, platforms, modernization, and partner with folks like General Kane and the Joint Staff who've been with us in every step of the way.
I appreciate that. So we got a little more time. So Secretary Hexeth, as the department looks to stay ahead of near-peer threats, will the defense budget continue to invest in hypersonic weapons and defense systems, including unmanned, high Mach, and next-gen aviation technologies?
The answer is yes. In a way, unfortunately, the previous administration did not. So if you're looking at long-range fires, autonomous systems, hypersonics are part of warfare of the long-range drones, a part of the warfare of the future. That means we're investing in them to be better than our adversaries. Not accept the fact that we have matching capabilities, but what more can we do to enhance those so we're ahead of the curve? Because when President Trump says we have the best platforms, the best systems, the best fighters, the best ships, the best vehicles, he means it, and we mean business on it, and we're going to deliver it.
All right, thank you. And I've got 30 seconds. So General Kane, if Congress had $1 extra to invest today most effectively to strengthen our deterrence posture against China, Russia, and threats in the Middle East, where should it go?